Hey everybody, welcome back to our Monday episode here on Weekly NFL News. In this Monday episode, we're going to be giving you the recap of our Week 3 games in the NFL. Thanks for tuning in, and we're going to get into it. Alright guys, we're going to jump right into this thing here. So we're going to start off with the Falcons playing the Saints. The score of the game was 43-37. New Orleans taking the win in overtime. We're going to have some key points in this game. Is Calvin Ridley's big success. And I'm going to leave that here because I do a weekly video on the Atlanta Falcons, and we're going to dive into all the aspects of that game and their next upcoming game. So we're going to jump into now to our game 2 here. We got Green Bay versus the Redskins. The Redskins beat Green Bay 31-17. Now we're going to jump into Colts versus Eagles. The Eagles won 20-16. And it's Carson Wentz's first game back here. I thought he played okay, but I mean, only 20 points against the Colts. I mean, you're the returning Super Bowl champions. You're gonna have to make more big of a pronounced fact. I know it's been a while since Carson's actually played in a regular season game. It'll probably take him a game or two to get back in that mindset and get ready for the upcoming games. It's going to take him a little while. I do think he's a future MVP. I don't think he's going to win the MVP this year, but I do think that he's the future MVP of the NFL. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and jump on now to the Bills and the Vikings, and probably the most shocking upset of the week, with the Bills defeating the Vikings 27-16, or 27-6, I'm sorry. The Bills, they just dominated. They just went off and they just took the Vikings and showed them who's boss. I mean, that's basically how it went down. The Vikings got dominated on every side, offense, defense, and special teams. And if that happens, you're most likely not going to win the game. So we're going to go now to Dolphins at Raiders. And I actually had the Raiders picked to win in my previous video. Big key fact of this game is we'll go into the score here. Dolphins beat the Raiders 28-20. And what I want to say, a key fact of this game is the Raiders are now 0-3. Derek Carr's got that fat contract that he's rocking right now, and he's not really playing on that level. I'd say he's playing a top 15 quarterback in the NFL, but he's not he's getting paid like he's a top 5. And he really needs to step it up to prove his value for the Oakland Raiders. Next year, they're going to be playing in Las Vegas, so they're going to be the Las Vegas Raiders, and they want him to be the head of their franchise, and he's really going to have to pick it up. He's got good options with Amari Cooper to throw the rock down the field. He really needs to pick it up, and we're also going to say this new coach is John Gruden. We know Gruden can do great things. We've seen it previously. He's done great things with Tampa Bay. He's been out of coaching for a while. He just needs to get back into his game of coaching. Also, with no Khalil Mack, if you've watched any sort of football or ESPN or anything like that, you've seen what he's done with the Bears, but we're going to get into that a little while later. So we got Ravens. Next game, we got Ravens at Broncos. The Ravens are on a little tear this year. They defeat the Broncos so far. They defeated the Broncos 27-14, which, I had Broncos actually picked to win, so good job to Joe Flacco getting his stuff together this season, and he's really playing well. Their running back, Alex Collins, he's doing the work too. So I don't think we're going to see Lamar Jackson this year. Probably next year will be Lamar Jackson's year. But if Joe Flacco's putting up really, really good numbers. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the Bengals at Panthers. The Panthers defeated the Bengals 31-21. Cam Newton got all the guys involved, and they scored points. You got the best middle linebacker in the entire NFL on your defense, and 21 points is, kind of a lot, but not necessarily too much. The Panthers have good offense. They just have got to work that in. So we're going to go ahead and jump in now into the Giants at Texans. The Giants defeated the Texans 27-22. And the big part about this game noted here is the Giants get their first win of the season. So I don't think we're going to have any teams that, there is some teams that are still 0-3. Texans are still 0-3. Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins haven't been able to put that thing together and get to working on that. So we'll see how it goes down. I don't think there'll be any teams with no wins this year. And now that Cleveland and New York's got their wins. So we're going to jump now into the next game. Probably the worst game to watch this weekend was the Titans at Jags. The Titans actually beat the Jaguars 9-6. It was kind of a defensive battle. We really need to be worrying about what's going on with Leonard Fournette. He hasn't played. He played the first game for about a half. So we really need to the Jaguars really need to figure that out. What's going on with him? I know T.J. Yeldon had a good game stat-wise, but he's not a Leonard Fournette. He's not the fresh legs. He's not doing work running that power offense. And it's hard for a guy who's not necessarily as powerful as Fournette to come in there and try to run that offense. It just doesn't work out all that well. So that's what I have to say about that. We're going to go down to 49ers at Chiefs. Once again, the Chiefs score, I believe, the most points so far. Saints scored the most points. So second most points this week. And as they defeat the 49ers. 38-27 Chiefs. Rams and Chargers. The Rams defeated the Chargers 35-23. That moves the Rams to 3-0. They are still undefeated. They're going to be a tough playoff team this year for sure. We got Cowboys at Seahawks. Kind of a game that was a toss-up for me watching whether or not I enjoyed it or not. It was a pretty decent game. I like seeing Chris Carson kind of come out of his shell and perform for the Seahawks. The Seahawks beat the Cowboys 24-13. So Bears at Cardinals. I want to talk about this. The Bears defeat the Cardinals 16-14. So they didn't have a whole lot of offensive performance, but the Bears defense is great. It's probably a top 3 defense in the NFL right now. With Khalil Mack, he's just dominant. He's had a interception, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a touchdown this year, and however many tackles, couple sacks. That man is a beast. So be on the lookout for Khalil Mack this year. I think he's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year if he keeps this streak up that he's got going on. Offenses can't block him. They don't know what to do with him. So Bears, great defense, and Cardinals are trash this year. Unfortunately, I was hoping a lot better things to come out of the Cardinals, but unfortunately this year they happen to be trash. So now we're going to jump into the last game, and that is the Patriots at Lions in the biggest upset this week, in week 3. The Lions defeat the Patriots 26-14. The real questions we need to ask ourselves is, what happened to the Patriots? They're now 1-2. Tom Brady really hasn't had a big game. Gronk's healthy. He's playing good. But what's going on? They really need to pick it up if they want to be that normal New England team past 10 years or so. It was a struggle watching that game, watching Tom Brady struggle. I have him on my fantasy team, and at one point in the time and during the game, it was like the second quarter, and he had -1 fantasy points. So what happened to the Patriots? That's what we need to ask ourselves. So guys, that's going to do it. Monday Night Football is about to come on, and I'm going to have to get out there and watch that thing. If you've stuck it around to this part of the video, you might as well go ahead and hit subscribe. My uploading schedule is in my About box on my channel. We're going to be uploading Mondays. We're going to have the Sunday game recaps. Tuesday, we're going to have our top 10 fantasies. Wednesday, I believe we are going to do, I forget what we're going to do. Check out the my channel About Me section for all that information on my uploading schedule. I'm going to try to stay routine with this uploading schedule, so I'll have a lot of content coming out really soon. Guys, I do appreciate you watching. Thanks again for watching Weekly NFL News, and we'll see you in the next video tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your evening.